It's the proper way to check oil. Clean the dipstick. Get back in there. Let it set for a minute. Let that oil get back on that stick. Set right there. There. I got another video probably going to come out after this one. In the same day, at probably around the same time frame, on a Tuesday. Diagnosing I got an oil leak somewhere, and I found it. It's the oil pan gasket, or either the rear main seal on the motor at the bottom, because it's coated with oil all over the bottom down there on the back of the oil pan. But it's also slung up all over my starter as well. And dripping all as you're going down the road. The wind just takes it. It's just coated all the oil pan, the transmission pan, all down in there. It just runs to the lowest level and drips off. But let me see, should be good now. Check that oil again. It got a lot of condensation on the bottom of the motor, and it's turned all that oil milky, like white. Looks like chocolate milk. Good God. I was right. Oil's fine. I mean, the oil color. Yeah. Oil's fine, but it is overfilled. That's what oil's supposed to look like on a rag, brown. Especially when it's just been changed not that long ago, so it should not be black. I got maybe 100 and so, not even 100 miles since this oil change. Cleaning my fingers is what I'm doing. I got oil all on my, so I can handle this camera. Had to get cleaned up a little bit. I do gotta replace this air filter. I got the big kit, the one that came with this cold air. I just stuck this on there for the time being because I don't have a replacement, but I found the connector, which I can put a massive, that comes all the way out here, air filter. I'll show you what I'm talking about. Here's what I'm talking about. That's what's supposed to go on it. And this filter is done, exceeded its lifespan. It looks new. But let me see. See, this is how the air goes in. That sorta, if you've seen these turbo YouTube videos like Cletus McFarlane, and you see the turbo sitting up in here like this right here, and you see this funnel, how it just funnels the air into the, if there was a turbine right there where my fingers are spinning. Well, that gives you, that came with the cold air intake, which is supposed to go where that filter is. And then this big old joker goes on top of that. But you see up in there, you see all those microscopic, those particles flaked off. See, there's a big section missing right here. Let me move my hand out of the way. See, you can see all the way through there. You see the Cherry Bomb logo through it. Summit Racing Equipment. See in the background? That's what I'm talking about. I mean, it looks good, but this was a very cheap product. This is the filter that came with it. And this is what I gotta find. I gotta find me another one of these, like at AutoZone or somewhere, that is the same diameter here. So this right here goes like this, where the filter is now, this filter. Take this off, put this on, and then this goes in there. Stay. Somebody's getting it. Motorcycle. But yeah, oil leak. I don't think I'm gonna upload the other video. I think I'm gonna stick with this one right here. The other one's way too long, so. But I done drug this out of the way. I'm about to get ready to pull this thing off these ramps. I done got up under there, and I left my hat, which when I move my truck, I'll get it. Oil pan, from what I looked at, I got up under there with a flashlight. Look down there. See the spark plug wires and spark plugs has been changed and replaced. That's one of the first things I ever did to this truck when I got it. And they're still holding in there. And I've had it for, I done forgot how long. It's been a long time now. Checking brake booster, brake boost. Looking good. There ain't no oil, no fluid. How's my levels? Right here. Didn't check that. Use this camera because, oh yeah, that's good. Let's see what she looks like though. Dip down in there. Oh yeah, clean, clear. Yep, that's a good sign. That's what you want to see. Clean, clear brake fluid. So my brake system is super. No problem there. Make sure that's good and tight. I got a rag over there somewhere. No, it done blew off because of the wind. Check these battery terminals. Make sure they're not acid corroded, and that makes your engine not start up. They look good. Right there, right here. Battery's good. Got it back in the 1st of 2018. Fires right up. As long as it cranks and runs and it's holding charge, that means an alternator is working. Wipe my hand off again because I dipped it in brake fluid. Let me move all this out of the way and get this truck off. Oh, dang. I wish that was on camera. I dropped this air filter, this old one. And when it dropped, a whole lot of, almost every one of the particles just come out. See it? It's just old and dry rotted. I hang on to it because I can take my measurements off of it if I forget. Be like, oh man, I shouldn't never threw away that air filter because I need to get how long it is and how big it is and yada yada yada, and I done forgot and I didn't write it down, or I wrote it down and then it gets lost. You know how that goes. So it's good to keep old, wore out parts. Of course, this piece right here I don't need to lose because it goes, as I just said, it goes on the system. I had to pause it there for a minute, but the truck is safe to drive. I can drive it with an oil leak like that. I just got to keep checking that oil, which it obviously has too much oil right now, so I don't have to check it in quite a while. It'll be a while before I do that, but at least once a month. With this much oil that's in the motor, I can't really do nothing for it. Other go while it's up in the air, change the oil again, and I don't have the money for it. It's like $50 for an oil change. So I need to just, and in the oil, as you've seen, the oil looks good. It's fine. It's like 70 degrees, 75 down here in Alabama. So it's almost December and we're in flip-flops. And up north, they got like 10 feet of snow. Oh. The Cadillac converters is getting some heat in them now. They'll quiet down. All right, that's it. That's it. See y'all on the next one.